Welcome to SolidCAM Professor. I'm Sydney, your SolidCAM Professor, with one of many videos available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In this recording, we'll go through the basic layout of the 2.5D operations window. We'll take a look at an operations window by simply opening up one of the operations that I have over here. And in this case, I'll just open up a pocket operation. Now, if we take a look at this window, this is the typical window seen in every one of our 2.5D operations, whether it be face mill, whether it be pocket, profile, and so on. This is the exact layout that you'll see in each one of them. Let's go through the actual layout of the window now. As we click on each one of these options over here, you'll see a different window pops up showing exactly what is part of that particular command. For example, we'll start with geometry. In our geometry window, we have the following. We choose our coordinate system by simply clicking on the coordinate system over here and choosing any one of the coordinate systems that we've pre-created beforehand. If I'm not sure which one I want, I can also go into coordinate system over here. This actually shows the window with the different coordinate systems. You can visibly see which coordinate system you want to use. If, for example, you do not have the proper coordinate system here and want to create a new one, you can create a new one on this spot over here by simply right-clicking and adding a new coordinate system. Next in this window, we have actually defining the geometry. You can either choose an existing geometry from this drop-down window over here, or create a new one by clicking on new, or edit one that's there. Now note, you can edit one as long as it's being used only in this particular operation. If it was being used in other operations, that must be edited from the outside, as we'll show in a different recording. Now, if you're not sure which geometry you want to use from the drop-down list over here, you can always visually check it by clicking on this button showing the actual list of the geometries, and then you can see them physically on the part themselves. Below this, you also have a show button. This button actually shows you which geometry has been chosen over here. Now let's go down to tools. In Tools, we can actually choose our tool by clicking on Select, and we can choose that from existing tools or create a new one as we've learned before. Now, we have here the default values for the tool data, such as the feed and spin rate, but we can also change it for this operation individually by going into our next tab called Data. In our Data tab, this allows us to change the feed rate and spin rate for this particular operation. Our next tab is our coolant. This allows you to choose the coolant that is available for this particular machine, for this particular operation. And last, we also have the tool change position. This is the actual position that you can define where you want your tool to be changed at. You can do it as in the part settings, or user define, which then you can actually put in the values over here according to where you want to have the tool changed on the machine. Next, we have our levels. In our levels, we have at what levels do we want to work. We have our upper level, we have our pocket depth or contour depth, depending on the type of operation that you're using at the time. We have our safety distance, and we have our clearance level over here. Note that our upper level and our pocket depth are highlighted in a different color. This is because when we created our upper level by clicking on the button, we actually chose it from a surface. When we choose it from a surface, this makes it automatically associative to that particular surface. We also have on the side something called delta. This allows us to actually move up or down from that particular surface to go deeper or higher from that actual depth point. If we write negative value as shown over here, we get the negative sign over here as well, showing us that we're going further down into the part. If I were to just put a value without a negative value over there, it'll actually show it going higher than this level over there, being picked up by this value over there. Next, we have our step down. This shows the actual step down that will be going each and every time. We can also choose the option of equal step down. By clicking on equal step down, this will actually take the step down that we put over here and divide it equally within this range over here. Going down to our technology command, what we can do over here is actually control the different technologies available for that type of operation. Whether it be Pocket, shows all the different type of technologies used for Pocket. If we're Contour, it would show all the different type of technologies that we can use for the Contour. Each 2.5D operations has their own type of technology, and this will always appear in the technology field. Next, we have a link. In our link field, this actually shows the different lead-ins and lead-outs that we may have inside the operation according to that particular type of operation that we're doing. Again, whether it be Pockets with its lead-ins and lead-outs, and Profile with its lead-ins and lead-out options as well. Next, we have motion control. This is if you have the option of 4-axis wrapping in your particular package. Last, we have the miscellaneous parameters. Miscellaneous parameters allows you, for example, to see during your calculation if there are any gouges in the part. It'll come up with a gouge list. And if there are any extra parameters that may have been added to your particular post. For more videos on SolidCAM Professor, please go to our website, www.solidcam.com, and look for the tab called SolidCAM Professor. Thank you for joining us on SolidCAM Professor. Take care and have a nice day.